Alright, so there is so um I'm gonna go over the rollouts first. I'm gonna start with the combo, and then I'm gonna move over to the flank because the combo is the easiest one, but the flank is a little bit more complicated. So there's two ways that the combo can push onto mid for the first push, and that is either through battlements over here or through main over here. The most common way to do it is to go through bats up here because you start with automatic high ground, which is important. And the people that should be going out here immediately is going to be your demo man, your heavy, your medic, and your sniper. The flank can come over here if they want, not recommended, but it's an option. So what is going to happen is the demo man is going to be the first one on the scene with the sniper. The sniper and the demo are going to peek at the same time. And what's happening is the heavy is going to be ready to jump down and to push. But before the heavy jumps down, he needs to know that roof and ramp is going to be free, so that his medic can also jump down after him with him. And what the mid fight is gonna look like is the heavy is gonna head glitch right here, and he's gonna spam out the scene here as the demo man and the medic are gonna try to take ground either by pushing them into ramp like this, or by just walking into them through here. How meds typically hold this is they either stand all the way back here, although it's not the best way because you can get trapped out, or they like to sit for an exit, so they like to kind of sit right here and to keep an eye out up here and up here for spies and the flank plays, so that if he has to, he can just back out by going through under. Once you guys do win the mid fight after from doing a push from bats, what you guys need to be doing is starting to set up for a ramp hold. And then I'll start getting into ramp holds once I go over the second rollout for combo. But the alternative to bats is the default push that you guys are going to be doing. It's pretty common, and you guys are going to be doing this kind of rollout immediately after the mid fight. So as soon as someone caps the point, you guys are going to start defaulting over to ramp. And how that hold is going to look like is med, you are not allowed to pass this incline until you know for a fact their sniper is dead or is over on battlements. As soon as you know he's either dead or on bats, then you can start playing over here, but you should never be standing right here, because not only can the entire enemy combo see you, but also the sniper can easily rotate and frag you. If you are going to be playing here med, you do need to be careful about bombs in general. And heavy, you're gonna kind of be holding in the same place. You're gonna pretty much only be standing right here. Your main goal is to watch for bombs, and if you have to push, you're gonna get into this corner and you're gonna peek out like this. You're not typically gonna go any more forward unless you need a man on point, which then you're just gonna inch it and stand right here and spam out. And demo man, what your goal is one, don't peek the sightline often. That's kind of the main thing for every class. Don't peek this sightline, because this is pretty much the only other sightline to fans. But demo man, your job is to either push them onto ramp, or just take ground by kind of standing in front of the point while the med is still over behind the point. The point is kind of a no man's land. The only people that are allowed on the point pretty much is demo man and people that are trying to cap the point, because it's really easy for a soldier just to bomb on here without many people noticing and then being fragged. So you should keep that in mind. Sniper, as soon as your combo owns ramp, you kind of have a lot of ways you can play it. You can either play it right here and have full sight straight onto here, or you can sit back here behind toxic or barrels It's toxic though. And have some really good cover as you snipe the enemy sniper either over on barrels or over on ramp. But the thing is, you should your job isn't necessarily to go for the SVS. It is still like a very high priority for you. But your biggest priority for this map in general is going to be onto the enemy combo, since your flank, if they are playing their job correctly, their sniper has to be playing with their combo. So I know I went over a little bit fast, but is there any questions for combo at this point?
Okay, I muted you. Asked if you want to ask any questions if you have 'em.
Okay. Where does the demo man stand again?
You're gonna be standing on this slope right here, pretty much, and you're just gonna be spamming over towards ramp most of the time, unless you have to push up. And then, if you guys are doing a forward hold, you're holding the front part of the.
Okay.
Yeah. So, is there any other questions for combo or sniper at this point?
Platimore just got here.
Hello,
He's
Cloud.
played before, so I'm not worried about him.
Oh, he's not a dipshit like I am.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Yeah. What map is it, by the way?
Asheville. The best
Trashville.
map of all time.
By the way,
Yeah, I
this
played
isn't
it.
the map I thought you were talking about when you said Asheville. I get this and the one with the mountain cliffs confused.
Oh, Cascade?
Cascade.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they both are Koth maps with little under parts.
Okay, well I'm gonna
So-
go over flank now. So flank, the rollout for flank is always the complete opposite of where the combo is going. But the most common way, or the most common thing that flanks like to do is they like to push out a ramp, because pretty much the enemy combo, like 99% of the time, is also pushing out of bats. So all you have to do as a scout or a soldier is go over here, jump up, and then you jump, and then you get on top of their medic, which is also really important. Why your heavy has to stand here and wait for the coast to be clear, because 100% of the time you guys are gonna do a immediate bomb as flank, and your job is to either disconnect the medic, or kill the medic, or kill their sniper, and that's your main goal in life at the first push. So soldier, you can jump off of this. You can jump off of this. Scout, it's just literally a double jump too. You just fall down and then jump back. And the people that are gonna be on flank for this push is going to be engineer, scout, and soldier. So yeah, it's literally the easiest bomb whatsoever, like at all times. But as soon as you guys do either win or lose the mid fight, you guys are no longer gonna be playing at ramp, because that's where your combo's gonna be holding. What you guys are gonna be doing is you want control of your bats and their bats at the same time. Which the rule of thumb for that is if their flank is dead, you own both. So pretty self-explanatory. But the easiest way to take control of their bats is either stand on it or control one of the roofs. So typically how it works is the soldier is going to be the one sitting over here, holding more reserve and making sure the combo knows what's going on the enemy bats. And he's pretty much never going to leave this roof once the game actually starts, unless the flank wants to be aggressive, which is not a bad strategy when it comes to maps like Asheville. While the scout, your job is to, one, communicate with the soldier and make sure that he's not being spammed out of the roof. While your goal also is to, your job is to run between your bats, check for spies lower and in secret, and to just double check under every now and then. Although there's this big glass panel at the bottom where pretty much anyone can see under, no one looks under. So, Scout, you can make some big flanks by running under, and then you just run, and now you're behind them with no opposition whatsoever, as long as their scout isn't doing their job. Or you're just making sure that their scout isn't doing anything. But if you are gonna check down here, don't just like sit here and then leave, because for example, a heavy can just stand here and you are never gonna see that heavy. Same as over here. So it's always important for you to go down and to just check these two corners, and then you'll leave out. So it's always go to the base of the stairs, not at the slope of it.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any questions, Soldier Man? Or do you get
Yeah, so on our first rollout, and they do have their heavy out there on the battlements. Am I basically fucked?
So this kind of bomb, how you're doing it is your peak trajectory is gonna be kind of about like right here. So at this height, you are easily capable of hitting the S key and like doing a straight fall back down onto roof, and then from there you'll just inch forward and spam a couple of rockets at the heavy and make sure he doesn't jump down, because although he's shooting at you, that's just one less guy shooting at your combo, which means your combo has an easier chance of winning the mid-fight. So if you're not able to do the bomb, you are pretty much playing nuisance to the enemy heavy.
Okay.
Because this, although it doesn't look like it's a lot of cover, is actually a fuck ton of cover if you play it correctly.
Jeff, do you want to see the thing I was talking about?
Yeah.
Alright. Basically, I don't know if... J-Man, will this work? All I know is watching this from ProLander,
What,
but he
a bomb
comes
from
to
down
this
there?
little area and comes up here
Yes.
and bomb.
Yeah. That bomb works every time. So, Soldier, your main job is pretty much bomb their combo any fucking time you can. Which, pretty much the easiest way to do that, but the easiest way to counter, is pretty much you just go from your bats and then you just jump and you fucking bomb into them. Or you go from below bats and then you bomb into them. There's alternatives to, like, if you take you and your scout, you can go under, and then from here you have a really good bomb where most people are never gonna check under. So pretty much standing right here is the biggest blind spot in the entire game to the combo. So also combo, please don't look at your under entrance, but at least keep an eye on your under entrance, because I can tell you this right now, even like higher tier gamers sometimes forget that there's a fucking giant doorway right here that the flank can just walk through. So just have a big open fucking third eye and just have that only look at under. But don't make that your priority, because then you'll lose eyes on the combo.
Just become Habib and use your Bismillah power to see everything.
Exactly. Also, Engineer, you are pretty much playing with your flank on the push, on the starting rollout. So let me just go over how I like to push. Well, actually, before I
Okay.
go over engineer stuff, is there any questions about the flank?
Not really. Just be a nuisance, suicide bomb.
Convert to Islam.
Oh,
That too.
Also, one more thing, Demo Man, if you guys do decide to hold bats, which you should only hold bats if ramp doesn't work, and if you're holding bats, you're playing the same way you would on a rollout. Delman, the rollout will be slightly different for you because instead of focusing on the point, you are pretty much lobbing pretty much every single sticky over this wall into their ramp. And you'll get a couple of frags if they're not paying attention. So
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. All right. So is there any other questions for Asheville besides engineer?
None for me, no.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna give a mini map review for engineer because engineer has a lot of stuff you can do with them.
Yep.
So, how your rollout is going to look like, typically, is you're going to be pretty much doing a straight beeline straight for your ramp. Right here, I like to place a mini and then jump on it, hit here, and then by the time I get and I shoot their, and I jump onto bats, their heavy would have most likely jumped down and their med is about to jump down. So your goal is to get between the heavy and the medic, and as soon as you do that, you pretty much 1k home. This map is really good for the panic attack. So,
Okay.
like, no meme, like it's actually really fucking good. So, you do that.
Can I get 108 meat shots?
How engineer, how you want to hold this is either like this. This is the like the default. I have a more reserved route, which is this and then like this. But that's only if your team cannot hold this area, but have no problem holding this slope right here. Which again isn't that bad of a hold, just make sure you communicate where your dispenser is.
Yep.
It's very important for your gun to be right here, because this is actually at a point to where the soldier or the downman is gonna bomb into your combo, and they won't be, and they will either at that point either have to pick either shoot your gun or shoot the combo, and chances are they're gonna shoot the combo. So the gun will easily stop most soldier bombs.
Okay.
But there are two toxic ways you can play. Asheville both is really fucking infuriating for the enemy team. Sit right here and just wrangle and just fucking hold that right there. And again,
Alright.
the enemy soldier won't be able to bomb you from bats either because you just have to turn and then you're wrangling the soldier. Spies will have a hard time shooting you if you have your dispenser farther back, so about like right here. Spies don't really know that you can do this. So you can do that. But the most toxic sentry spot that you can ever do that requires an actual team coordination to fucking get rid of that fucking gun is here, I'll go over. Also, your teleporter should always be right there.
Right there. Okay. Just so we can walk from either the
Yeah,
combo spot to the flank
yeah.
spot.
Yeah, well, what's just more about having your team have options.
Yeah.
Yeah, also have a Jag, Wrangler, and Shotgun as a hotkey, because this map really supports it.
I already do that actually. You know, Jag Wrangler shotgun. Okay.
Alright, so you take a level 3. Instead of walking to ramp or to bats, you are placing it right here. If you are doing this, no
Yeah,
one on
I
your
see.
team is allowed to open up the shutter door except for you, and you have full sight of the entire point. If you're being spammed at, you just back up a little bit, and if the soldier isn't there, the door closes.
Nice.
The only way they're gonna be able to like push onto you is if they send a scout and a spy after you, or if they put an entire full Uber charge onto that fucking point. Like, and
Okay.
only target your gun. Also, there's only one map exploit that will get you disqualified if you do it, but it actually
It's the
doesn't
teleporter
fucking matter.
spot.
You can do this, and you can also do this.
Yep. Yeah, I know about
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, so
I discovered both of those on accident by myself.
yeah, there.
Why I got the one in that door, I have no idea. But the one like before the door was just
Yeah,
like that's just me spamming M1 to like put my teleporter down.
yeah. Jay, you don't want to spam M1 if you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But also, so the map review is kind of over if no one has any questions. It's a very short map review.
Oh, good stuff.
Nah,
Well,
that's
I'm
pretty-
done here.
For
so-
engineer, is that pretty much the only like spots for sentry guns? Is the gate and the teleporter and
So, there is one more spot. I don't really use it because it's not really useful in higher level play.
Okay.
But, it's the bush spot. So this is like
bush.
4 or 5 bushes. So you can throw your gun right here. And the bush, like, blocks the, the blinks.
Yep.
So what happens is the enemy demo would leave shutter, walk in and hold the point and wonder why he's being shot at.
Damaged.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, there's also one more spot, but it's but you only put it right here if you're holding bats. And like
Okay.
that's just about it. There's no really alternative besides like right here. But again, it's a mini sentry, so literally anywhere you place it is a good spot. So, also, if you guys want to see a funny map error, this is actually blue spawn. It's not reds.
Oh, that's funny.
So, is there any other questions?
Oh,
Or I'm gonna take that as a
mini
no.
sentry jump again.
Oh,
please.
yeah, I'll go over the.
So like
mini
I can see from my